Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. Today is a very exciting day for us. We are actually going right now to the closing of our first home. So we have to go sign all of our papers. I haven't said anything about this on any social media or anything yet. Honestly, very few people even know that this is happening even in our lives. But we are buying a house, and it's really kind of incredible how the whole thing happened. I have a few minutes, so I'll share a little bit of it. I'm also going to make a TikTok today talking about the actual story of how this happened and how everything came together, because it's really amazing. But if you've been watching our videos for a while, you know I've talked many times about wanting to buy a home. Manny and I have actually, even before we got married, we looked at a house to move into after we got married, and we were actually going to buy it. This was years ago, of course, and the market was very different back then. So even though we made like no money and we were, you know, starting out very much so, you know, Manny was personal training. He just started doing that. I was in ministry, but making not as much as what we're making now. And we would have been able to buy a house back then. But then things got crazy as far as the market and everything. We moved, you know, to New Mexico, and we didn't want to buy a house there because they're really expensive. And we knew we weren't going to stay there for long. So anyway, we just rented there for a very expensive apartment. And then expensive at that time. Now that wouldn't even have been expensive. I'm sure they're way more now. But anyway, then we moved to Texas, and we honestly at first said that we would probably stay in Texas about 5 years. Which the crazy thing is, it's going to be 5 years in October, technically October. We came out in September, but we moved in October, right? Or we moved in September. We started like the very last week of September, like the very end of September of 2018. I all keep saying the wrong year, but 2018. So anyway, then we, you know, moved here, and we've been in a rental that the church essentially provided for us. So I've talked about that before. They had this house, and you know, our housing allowance has actually always covered that house. So we haven't even paid our own, like physically paid our own rent for years. It's been really amazing. It comes out of the salary, so it obviously is us paying for it, but it just was the perfect situation. It really all worked out great. That was one of the big draws to Texas. Then when we got here, we loved it, and we thought, okay, 5 years. Well, then we had Zion 2 years ago, and now we're having our second baby, and we don't have any plans of leaving anytime soon. And so we knew we needed to look for a bigger house, and we started looking for other rentals, and honestly they're just outrageously expensive, and to be completely honest, at least in our area, they're just generally not very nice. I'm not saying that to be rude. Even people that have the rentals will tell you that a lot of the time they're just not as nice. There's just, you know, they're not going to put that much work into a rental, and so it's just sometimes not exactly what you would want, especially with kids. You got to be able to trust things, you know, and all that. So anyway, we looked at rentals. We were going to rent another house, and that fell through like last minute. I mean, we were going to start moving like that week, and it fell through in a big way, where it was like, we're not moving into that house anymore. And so we ended up saying, let's look into buying again. Obviously, if you've ever tried to buy in the climate we're in today, it's hard. It's very hard out there. You see it all over TikTok, people that make triple the amount of money that I make. Like literally, legitimately rich people are saying it's hard to buy a house right now. It's very difficult to get these loans and to get, you know, things the way that it's just a crazy market. So we found this house and loved it, and it had everything that we'd wanted. I mean, you know, we wanted to fix a house up. So it is a house that we're going to do some renovations on, but that's actually what we wanted to do. And what we would have done probably either way. We want to pick our own flooring. We want to pick our own paint. We want to do that. We've never done that, and that's one of the draws for us of buying a house. And so it has a fireplace, which is exactly what I wanted. I don't even care really about the fire. Will be nice, but I just wanted to like decorate for Christmas, and just things like that were important to me. It sounds silly, but I really wanted that. The backyard is the exact size we would have wanted. Not too big, not too small. It has just, I won't tell you everything about the house, you'll see it, but it has just a lot of features that we really wanted, and some that we didn't know we wanted, but when we saw it, we're like, that is so cool. That's exactly what we need for our family right now. So they had recently lowered the price of the home, and it was in a range that we probably could do, but it was kind of questionable, to be honest. And so anyway, my dad had mentioned, why don't you go ahead and make an offer and offer $10,000 less than what it was listed at. They had just recently lowered the price, so I wasn't real sure how that was going to work, and I asked the realtor that we were working with, hey, do you think that this lady would consider an offer? And she was just very straightforward, which I appreciate, and said, well, honestly, probably not, because I just talked to her last week and she said that this was as low as she's willing to go, but I'm willing to take her an offer if that's what you want to do. I was like, that's great, let's take her an offer. So she did, and I was honestly like, it sounds like I have no faith, and to be honest, I had been through, we've looked at so many houses to buy. I mean, we've been in them, we've talked to loan people about them, several houses, and they've never worked. And it's been so disappointing. One time specifically, we were very sure it was going to work, and it did not work at all, and it was very disappointing for us. It was a huge letdown. So I kind of put my guard up, I think, on this one. I was like, I'm not going to get excited, because odds are this woman's going to say no, and I don't know that we can do it if it was not the lower price. I know $10,000 doesn't seem like a lot, but if you don't have the $10,000, then it's a lot, So anyway, and she had lowered it by quite a bit. She'd lowered it by like 14, even just recently, like when we made the offer, because it had been on the market for a while. It's a really nice house, but we live in a small area, so it's just sometimes things stay a while. So anyway, on July 5th, we get a call from the realtor, and I'm honestly, this whole week before this, just kind of like, this woman's going to say no to this. This is crazy. I even told my dad and my Manny, everybody. It's like, we're kind of just embarrassing ourselves. This is weird. This woman is not going to say yes to this house, like yes to this offer. She's going to say like she could get more than that. And I know that's what she's going to say. My hope was maybe she'll at least counter offer, and like maybe we can get something, And so anyway, the realtor calls us July 5th, and I see the phone call, and I'm like, I literally looked at Manny and I said, here we go. Because I just thought it's about to be disappointing, because I was excited. We'd already been in the house, and you just start to plan it. You start to envision it. And then she says, well, I wanted to call and congratulate you because you're under contract. And I looked at Manny and I'm like, what does she mean? I'm like looking at him like, what does that even mean? Did she say yes? And the realtor said, I honestly wasn't expecting to give you this news at all. I wasn't expecting it to go this way. But when I gave her the offer, she said that she felt like maybe you guys just needed a house, and she was supposed to sign the papers. And so she did. And it was just such a God moment of like, literally, that's exactly what we prayed. And I went and told my sister, because she knew we were looking at the house. Honestly, at that time, I think my parents had told her we made an offer. I don't even think I had, because I was really not telling people, because I just didn't want to deal with the disappointment, We hadn't told anybody else other than immediate family, and not even all of them. And so anyway, I told my sister. My sister said, that's so amazing. I was actually just praying yesterday that God would put it on this woman's heart to bless you with this, and that she would feel like she needed to do this. And I just thought that was incredible. I really think I'm going to send the lady a thank you card or something if I'm allowed to do that, because truly, I really feel like she listened to God on this. I really believe that this is where we're supposed to be, and it's what we're supposed to do. And the crazy part about it is, to be honest, we had kind of considered leaving Texas, and our bosses know this. I mean, it's not something we wanted to do right now, especially having another baby, but it was a situation where like nothing's working, no houses are working out, nothing's working out, maybe God has something else. And so we just told God, listen, if this is not it, don't let anything work, just put us somewhere else, open a different door. And I was leading worship just a couple weeks before, right before we even found this house, and towards the end of the set, I wasn't even praying about this in this moment, but God spoke to me very clearly, one of the clearest times in my life, and said, you're not done yet. You're supposed to be here. This is what you're supposed to do. And your family's supposed to be, I just had a piece that my family, my kids, man, we're supposed to be in Texas right now. That's where we're supposed to be. And I just had an overwhelming peace. He's going to do it. He's going to give us a house. He's going to give us everything we need. But he spoke very clearly that if you are not living within my will, like if you make a decision right now and step outside of my will, he doesn't bless that. You know what I mean? And so he's like, I will bless you. I will, you know, give you all the desires of your heart. If you're living within my will, I'll do that. But don't step outside of it. Even if it's a good thing, even if it's something that like, oh, that would be good. That's, maybe we could go here and we could have a bigger house and we could do this and that. You know what I mean? But if it's outside of his will, then what's it worth? It never works. So, and Manny listened to a podcast that same time frame, actually the same day that the realtor called us. And it was about finishing your assignment. And he came home before he was at the gym when he listened to it. He came home before we even got the call from the realtor and said, I listened to this and I really think this is for us. You know, we're supposed to finish our assignment and this is what we're supposed to do. And at this time we thought we still didn't have a house, you know, but we're just trusting God. And then this lady also feels like she's supposed to sign the papers because we're supposed to be in this house. And it was just like the way it all worked out and played together. You look back on it, it's one of those stories that for the rest of my life, wherever we end up, I will look back and know that that was God in that season. Like we were definitely supposed to be in Texas in that season. I think I needed that because I think I was questioning it. I think I was doubting it and I was frustrated, and he's faithful. So we're pulling up to the title company right now. I'm gonna go sign a whole, I've been told basically I'm just gonna sit here and sign paper after paper after paper. So we're gonna go do that. Okay, well, we did it. We got a coffee even. It actually was really fast. It was like 30 minutes basically of signing, and I read everywhere online 1 to 2 hours, but they said it really wasn't going to be long. And it wasn't. It was great. Everything went well. We're actually still waiting. The seller lives out of state, and she wasn't physically at the closing. We knew she wasn't going to be. But, so she sent her papers in, which apparently she did immediately. They said it was really good. She was real good about getting things in on time. But it's just kind of now up to FedEx, I guess. They were saying FedEx is bringing it. So, watch out, Manny. Oh, different lane. I thought that was the same lane. They said that should come in about 10:30, and they didn't see why it wouldn't. So, anytime now, that should be coming in, and it's 10:20 right now, 10:19. So, if they get that, we can get the keys right away. So, they said it's just like protocol that obviously, before everything's official, before they've seen the papers that she sends and all that, that we don't get the keys yet, which I totally understand that. So they didn't have them there anyway because our realtor actually forgot them, so we wouldn't have gotten them right then anyway. We would have had to wait, which it doesn't matter. Well, we're actually not even in the town that we're living in, you know, so it would be a little while before we went there anyway. So we're really excited. Everything worked out so well. Literally couldn't have been better. Just very easy, and it's just really going to be great. So we're excited to get started on some renovations. These people are backing up, about to back into us. I don't know what they're doing. But yeah, we're gonna do renovation vlogs and all of that. We are going to be ripping out the carpet. There's some carpet in there that definitely is going to be going. So we and that would be the case no matter what. We just aren't big carpet fans, and also obviously don't really know what's happened, you know, anything what's under the carpet and all of that. So we just like to get rid of it. And we've always wanted to, like, our house right now has carpet in some of the rooms, and it's actually not bad carpet, but we're just not huge carpet fans. So we're gonna get rid of that and put down some flooring, and we're gonna paint, and we're gonna do some things to the fireplace. I mean, we have a lot of little renovations that we want to do. The main things in order to get in there, so we're gonna move by September, because obviously the house we're living right now is a rental, so it is rented out to somebody else essentially. I mean, it's not official yet, but we've got somebody else lined up. They do. So we have to be out by September, which we were going to be anyway. And so probably take the next couple weeks to really just try to get some things done in there, and then just go ahead and move in, which is crazy that we're literally moving this month. That's like wild to think about that. But it's gonna be good. Manny's gonna have a lot of work to do because I'll be 30 weeks pregnant on Saturday. Today's Thursday, so we're almost in the home stretch of this baby, which is also insane. Baby's due in October. He'll be beginning of October, so it's, I mean, we're getting close. By the time we get moved in, we'll have about a month before the baby, maybe a little bit more. So yeah, it's crazy. So it's gonna be really good. I am just got to the house for the first time, and we're gonna film walking in, and also I'm gonna come back later. Zion's kind of due for his nap. I don't want to make him stay too long. You got a sucker? Yeah, I should show you got a sucker. Wow. We got a sucker at the city hall. But we're gonna walk in for the first time, and I will film a whole video of a empty house tour, even before we do anything. I mean, it needs cleaned. Huh? It needs cleaned and all that kind of stuff, but I'm going to show it when we first get it, so we can do before and after. We'll look back on this years from now. We're inside. All right, I'm sweating, but who is ready for an empty house tour? We purchased our first home today, well, our first, home that we bought, and we're in it right now, and we're gonna do an empty house tour. Let's do it. Okay, what are you eating? Peanut butter sandwich. Okay, here we are, just walking through the front door, and this is actually, I think, considered a formal dining room. I don't know all of those fancy terms, but anyway, we have a closet over here, and when we walk just straight through this door, it goes right into the living room. Obviously, we are going to be replacing flooring and things like that, so really the house is in great condition. It's really a well-built house. The inspection looked great. It's just like cosmetic things like the flooring. So Manny has already pulled out all of the flooring as I'm recording this voiceover, but we are going to be replacing the flooring. So the carpet is gone. We're not going to have any carpet. We're going to do vinyl plank flooring, and we've gotten that flooring in. So that's really exciting, but this is the kitchen area. And it's, the cabinets, I mean, they need some work, but really, again, they're well built. They're like handcrafted. So on the inside, they're actually really incredible. They just need some paint and some different things, cleaning, all of that, but really well built cabinets. So over here is just our laundry room. So yeah, nothing like too exciting over here. Obviously needs a good cleaning and some painting, which before we move into the house, we are going to, of course, clean, but also, paint all the walls, and of course, like I said, replace the flooring. So that was the garage. It's actually a 2-car garage, and it's got some good storage space. This is the first bathroom that's just in the hallway here. It's actually been completely redone, so we don't really have to do a lot to this bathroom, but we are going to be doing some things. But cosmetically, this is actually the best looking room in the house right now, just because it is the most updated. And it is nice. They did some nice things to it, but we are going to be doing some things with the flooring and different stuff like that in there as well. So that'll be good. Just walking down the hall, I'm actually just looking in these closets for myself. I kind of had forgotten what they were and that kind of stuff. So I'm just looking through here and going down this hallway. And I'm actually going to show you one of the bedrooms. So it's a 3-bedroom house. And obviously, we have 2 kids, 1 baby on the way, and then of course our toddler right there. And so they will be sharing a room for the time being. And then we'll have kind of like a guest room / office area, when family comes to town and things like that. So this is one of the rooms. And again, cleaning, painting, flooring, those are kind of like our main focuses right now. And then of course we'll do some other fun things, but those are the main things we want to do in order to get into the house. And there's actually a closet right here that is a cedar closet, which I didn't even really realize what that was, to be honest, but everybody says that that's good. So that is right there, which is cool. This is the master bedroom, and it's really a good size. And really, again, once we just do kind of the basic things, I think it's going to look so different and just has so much potential. We really just knew as soon as we walked through this house that we really loved it and could see so many things happening here. So the closets are all really similar. And, closet space isn't like a ton, but because the house is so much more spacious, I just feel like you have a lot more options as far as, storage or anything like that goes anyway. So then just walking into the master bath, there are some things that we want to do in here, but again, the main things we're focusing on is just getting flooring and painting figured out so we can get moved in, and then we can do some little things as well. The closet in here as well is, more storage. So there's kind of like little closets all around like that, which is nice and helpful. Again, this is the least updated bathroom, but won't take much just to kind of update that. So that's going to be kind of fun to work on. So we're going to go back out kind of through this living room area. And this is Zion's favorite room in the house, and I actually love it as well. I think it's so unique. And it's a sunroom. So I don't really see this a whole lot, but they actually even were like growing plants and things like that over there in those rocks. I think it's really cool. But it is just a really nice play area and just so many different things for the boys. I think it's going to be really, really nice, and just a nice area where you can get good natural lighting and all of that. It's really cool. We are going to lime wash the outside of the house, so this will be obviously included in that. So that's going to be another project that we work on. But this, of course, goes right out to the backyard. And the backyard is exactly what we wanted. It is such a nice yard. Thank you guys for watching this video. Be sure to stay tuned for all of the renovations, and we'll see you in the next one. Remember, you are incredible. Jesus loves you. See you later.